A very good day to everyone. Today we are in conversation with Mr. Anish Srikrishna, the CEO of Times Pro. How are you doing today, Anish?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
It's
good.
wonderful
Good.
to meet you.
Thank you very much. So today we are talking about education, the pivot behind which India runs, okay? And continuous education is a field which every Indian aspires for now. Every day we want to upgrade the degree that we have come from, thinking that this is something which will come up with aspirations that we are looking forward to. Can you talk about what is that Times Pro is doing in the way of continuous education? Yes.
So, if you look at the last 15 years of our country's evolution, there have been two marked trends, right? One is the undoubtedly northward path of the economy, right? So, you've got big GDP growth. You're amongst, the top three economies in the world. You've surpassed the United Kingdom, and so on and so forth. Your digital economy is booming. You've got $50 billion worth of digital transactions happening, and so on and so forth. The second equally large transformation is the transformation in education, right? So, what do I mean by that? Most of us grew up in an era where education was the preserve of a monolithic institution, right? So, you have the physical brick and mortar school, you have the physical brick and mortar university, you commit a certain number of years to that institution, and when you come out with a certificate or a degree, which then allows you to progress in life.
Absolutely.
I think what's happened in the last 15 years is that due to both supply of great technological disruptions as well as demand for a more convenient alternative to joining that institution, we have seen massive change in the way education is taught and in the way it is learned. More and more adult learners are now seeking an accessible and affordable way of picking up the skills that will make them more productive, make them better citizens, and will make their lives more useful. So, this transformation is the cusp of where Times Pro is a part of. So, for the last 10 years, we have been part of the whole digital education movement. We started off with talking about vocational education, which means giving young people the skills to get to their first job and start building out their career. But eventually, we have taken this to the entire life cycle of the learner. So, be it a professional who is already working, be it somebody who is at the cusp of becoming, say, a leader or a CEO, we recognize that learning is now a lifelong practice. And with the advent of all of the technology that I spoke about, we now have the ability to give the learner a customized solution which can be available to her or him during the course of their normal professional life. Now, this has transformed the way education is even looked at by millions of Indians. And like you rightly said, we live in an aspirational society. We live in a society where whether you are a tribal in Bastar or you are a CEO in Mumbai, you are defined by what skill you bring to the table and what you can do with that skill. So, knowledge, skill, and outcome, the Saraswati to Lakshmi transition that we as Indians are so intimately, aware of, that is now getting digitized. It is getting empowered with technology. So, whether you are that tribal in Bastar seeking information and knowledge, or you are that CEO in Mumbai, you are able to access the best in class knowledge and skills through the convenience of your mobile phone device, and you're able to get to the certification and the outcome of your choice through just the simple act of being able to participate in a learning cohort. And I think that is huge, and that is the fuel that will drive our knowledge economy forward.
So, in a way, we found that technology has revamped the payment business. UPI, the biggest case study all over India, right? All over the world, in a sense, globally. Yeah. So that also one part of how learning is also got transferred. We found IIMs coming onto the table, done, revamped the whole online learning business, in a sense, continuous education. As you said, a CEO at Bombay now enrolled in all these IIM courses and everything. What is your vision forward? How have you brought it around, and what is the turnaround that you're looking at?
So the vision that we actually articulated 8 years ago was to say that, hey, Times Pro will be the vehicle which will bring excellence in an accessible and affordable form to millions of Indians who are seeking it,
Okay.
and will help them through learning to achieve their dreams. That was the simple, broad, and very, very, all-encompassing vision that my team set out to fulfill. I think the confluence of the technology that you spoke about, right? UPI is an empowering technology.
Yes.
Ed tech or higher education tech is also an empowering technology. As CEO of Times Pro, my day is made when I see a young learner going through our portals and being able to get to that desired job, is able to get to that desired promotion or to that desired learning outcome of some kind of a higher order. And make no mistake, this is not just the transaction of it. This is the evolution of that individual from a person who lacked a particular kind of thought process, discipline, skill, to a person who now has mastered that and is now able to create productive opportunities out of it. So the vision of what we can do with all the three Indias, right?
Yes.
You talk about three Indias.
Three Indias, right?
And
Yes.
globally, we talk about the next billion consumers.
Yes.
So, the three Indias, and if you look at each India, there is a discernible knowledge and skill gap. As a CEO, most of us in my ear set clearly have a lot of catching up to do with technology.
Okay, digital transformation. Yes,
It's
right.
It's a real
Yes,
thing. Most of us grew up in an era where most of the devices today did not exist.
Yes, every app is different, the APIs are different, and a 3-year-old is able to navigate. They're able to shut off ads on their own. That's something we have found. Like whilst we have to go and search for the button where the we have to do the down button.
And it's across. So
Yes.
even if you're somebody who prides themselves as being high tech, you're an engineer working in data science, your knowledge is going redundant in a matter of 6 months.
Yes.
Because the advent of artificial intelligence, the advent of
Generative AI,
human
yes,
replacement technologies,
yes,
right, is so rapid that even the most accomplished techie is having to commit themselves to the discipline of relearning, unlearning, and actually fresh learning.
Okay.
To just be able to keep up with what's happening in the world. Now, so imagine those three Indias that I spoke about, right? You have that, auto rickshaw driver's daughter or the, neighborhood grocer's son, who aspires for the same level of competence and technological fulfillment. He or she aspires for the same level of lifestyle and earning. The good thing is that as a nation, we have now completely reconciled to the fact that knowledge is the only way in which you can realize your dreams. Right? Those days are gone when you could have a shortcut. It's about who you know, it's not about what you know.
Yes.
All of those paradigms have now shifted into a virtuous cycle. Right? So today, if you're a CEO or if you're an auto rickshaw driver, you know that your pathway to your next success or your next outcome is going to happen through your knowledge.
Yes.
So this knowledge is power paradigm is something that I'm very excited about.
Okay.
And I see that in every walk of life. And like I said, as a CEO, I'm so excited when my team comes and tells me, listen, we just managed to place a auto rickshaw driver's son as a manager with a great private bank. And that happened because of the learning that he or she got from me.
Yes.
We work with IIMs and IITs. We co-create content. We take their content to market with our technology platforms. We reach over 3 million learners in an average year, and the transformational experiences that we create is really the stuff of any professional streams. So yes, it is the business of education. It is a business in which the returns are both financial as well as massively emotional.
Yes, and it's personal too, and you will get relearners, as you said, as technology keeps on changing now almost every 6 months. It's not only technology that you have to get updated, it's also leadership skills, strategy. The more and more they go up in their professional life, there are skills which are required, which you cater to, right?
Absolutely. So if you look at the average learner, they come to us at all ages and stages, right?
Yes.
So let's take a learner's life cycle. A 12th standard school student who is saying, hey, you know what, I might want to actually acquire skills rather than a degree.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
How can I do that? Is there a way in which I can start applying those skills to bring back some productive value to my family? And while doing that, can I also earn a certificate or a degree which can help me to later progress in life? Or you're looking at somebody who's coming in as a graduate who is seeking their first break, right? They lack the skill. Let's say this person wants to join the banking industry, your favored space, the BFSI space.
Yes.
What are the skills required? What regulatory awareness do you need, right? What automation awareness do you need? With that, they come to a level at which the banking industry finds them irresistible, right? So we have placed over 50,000 kids in banking jobs as a result of a course that they did at Times Pro.
Okay.
And similarly all the way up the ladder. Now, like you rightly said, there is an inherent business model here, right? So if I look at it now as a commercial CEO, I see a very large mouth of my funnel, which is young kids, either 12th standard pass or graduates, who are coming to Times Pro seeking their first break in life. They have a good experience. They keep coming back to us.
Yes.
They become a graduate learner, pick up a certificate program from an IIM or a diploma program from an IIT. They come back to us when they are looking for their postgraduate degree. They pick up an online MBA degree. We also partner with several IIMs who offer online MBAs.
Okay.
They come back to us later when they say, hey, now we want to transition to leadership. Right?
Yes.
I'm looking at a vice president job. I need a data science course. Right? I'm looking at a CEO job. I need a course in leadership. So, in a sense, the platform becomes an enabling device which brings best-in-class education to learners and also brings equipped learners back to the industry.
Yes.
Right? So, it's an industry academia platform, which is a very happy sort of confluence.
And also you find that the way forward also becomes seamless because they know you're there, they know that you're offer them the first break in their career with the kind of degree that you provided, and they know they can trust and come back to you for the further breaks in careers too.
Absolutely.
Yes, right.
And you know, the credibility of the Times Pro brand backed by a 186-year-old Times Group branding is incredible, right? So you look at the legacy of this group, you look at what we have brought to information, entertainment, and now into education, and what that stands for when a learner is looking for a credible education partner. And I think that is a huge force multiplier, right? And Times Pro today has been able to embody the values of the group and been able to translate that into that pathway from knowledge to skills to actual economic opportunities.
So it's all about trust, and that's what you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
Which they, you have all your learners following, right?
Absolutely.
So what is your plans for your future? Where do you think? I already find that you have a huge database of people who are going to be a repeat customers, right? What next?
So Times Pro has been on a massive growth path. We have been clocking about 70% compound annual growth rate over the last 5 years. We are probably one of the most profitable education technology companies in the country. within the higher education space, we have some of the most sought after partnerships with great institutions and with great employers. We believe that this is only the tip of the iceberg. I think the India opportunity is at least 100x of where we are right now over the next 5 years. I believe that there is a regional opportunity beyond India, which could encompass Southeast Asia, the Middle East. And I think there are a lot of the learning that we are creating, especially in technology and in management. These are fungible, globally consumable content. And this is something that we are really excited about. Because when we look at markets like the US, Western Europe, we find a huge demand for technology related education that is coming from our part of the world. And I think that is going to be one of the drivers that we will look to leverage going forward.
That would be great. The technology education from the center of technology, which is India is considered out. That would be something which would make it more relevant. Also, will give a stamp of authenticity also.
Absolutely, and it helps that a lot of those tech CEOs today are of Indian origin. And these are people who got their education from India.
Yes.
And it's very rare that you actually see, CEOs of tech companies who were actually born in another country, who got their education from another country, and then they came to America and became CEOs. You'll find a lot of people of other origins who studied in the US and then became US. So this is a huge endorsement of our education system, and I think the world understands that. And I think the kind of technology and management education that we have is best in class. It's as good as any in the world.
Okay.
And it's time we bring that to the world.
So we understand that your vision is to go globally and to garner all those learners out there to become one of Times Pros learners, right? Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you for having a conversation with us, Anish, today.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Just, yeah.